Hi folks, welcome to Fiber Me Happy. I'm Marcia, and fiber, generally in the form of yarn, does indeed make me happy. So let's chat about it. Today is Thursday, April 2nd. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I am coming to you from the east coast of Canada, from beautiful Prince Edward Island, my birth province. And today it's been a sunny, cloudy, on and off kind of day. We had an ice storm yesterday, so I'm gonna put some photos that I took at the end of this video if you're interested in seeing them. I also put some on Instagram, the same ones that you're probably gonna see here, just maybe a couple different ones actually that will be here. So anyway, today I'm coming to you with my very first podcast. Some of you may recall that I posted some videos in February that were related to the Canadian Cancer Society's February Knitting Challenge. And from there, I decided to carry on. And I intended to carry on immediately, but life kind of gets in the way. Since then, I lost my job, which is okay. And not much else has really happened since then, but I did take some time to just process that. And yeah, actually, last weekend I attended a craft de-stash market in what's called, oh, hold please. All right, sorry about that. I knew my husband was going to get home before I was done recording this video, but I thought I'd at least have time to warn you about it. Anyway, as I was saying, I was at a crafty stash sale this past weekend, and preparing for that was days and days of getting ready. I have mostly scrapbooking supplies. I used to be a scrapbooker, not anymore, but I used to work in a store, and so yeah, when you work in a store that sells the craft of choice, your craft of choice, you tend to accumulate a lot. And I do have a lot of scrapbooking supplies still to sell, but it was a successful weekend, I would say. I got rid of some stuff, and yeah, but that also contributed to not filming. So anyway, as I mentioned earlier, I am here with my very first podcast episode, and I will be taking the standard format in the beginning until I kind of, get my feet wet a little bit and decide what podcasting looks like for me and recording in general. So I'll mention my finished objects, then we'll go into WIPS, acquisitions, and then a little bit of life things as well. So, finished objects. Since the last time I talked to you, I finished my husband's socks that I was making out of Ginger Snap That yarn, a fun microstripe. He's been wearing them, so I'll just have a picture here for you to see. And then last night I finished my A Simple Affair shawl. Sorry, I just want to bring up the details on that. So I don't have it here in front of me because I cast off last night, and on the very last stitch, when you go cut your yarn and you pull your end through, I don't know what happened, but I pulled it through and it wouldn't come. And from there, I lost about 10 columns of work at the end of my triangle. I'll insert a picture here to show you what it looks like right now. So I did try to fix that just while it was sitting on the table, and I realized pretty quickly that I'm going to have to pin it all down, and then I should be able to just ladder up and create the 10 columns at the end that I need. But I don't know what I did, and I was so devastated because it was the very last cast off thing that needed to be done, and that I would have been weaving in my ends. I was not going to block it for today, but I would have at least been able to hold it up and show you my finished scarf, shawl. Anyway, I love it, and I think that once it's blocked and it expands because of the garter stitch, I think it's just going to be a lovely size, nice and big for just wrapping around as a shawl, or if we can get some pretty cold days here in the winter. So I think it'll make a nice scarf in the winter time as well. So anyway, once I get that finished and fixed, I guess I'll probably just post it on Instagram. I'm not sure if I'll bring it back to the podcast, but it is done with a big mistake at the end that I will fix hopefully tonight. Anyway, so that's it for finished objects. So leading into WIPS. I have a large amount of WIPS. So let's just take a break for a drink of coffee here. So this mug is from an island potter called Village Pottery. They were located in New London when I bought these. I'm not sure if they still have their shop there. I know that life has changed for them. And so I'm not sure if they're still out there, if they're in Charlottetown, but I know they are still operating. And she's a wonderful potter, makes some really lovely items. I have a plug-in nightlight that is a lighthouse from her as well, and it's so cute. Oh, and I'm drinking coffee. Coffee is my drink of choice, my hot drink of choice, and in the summer it's my cold drink of choice too. But I must have International Delight French vanilla cream in my coffee. I don't know about you all, and if you even get International Delight in your area of the world, but I'm trying to find a way to get off of it. For now, I'm not. Okay, so these WIPs. What I have is 4 WIPs that are going to be like my main WIPs, and then I have 10 that have numbers attached to them, and I have a 10-sided dice, and what I'm going to do is roll the dice, and one of these 10 projects will come along with the other 4 for the month of April. If I feel like changing out before the end of April, I will, and we'll talk about that if that happens. But I think my intent for now is to bring it along for the entire month, and hopefully I can get some good progress on those. So I'm going to start with the 4 that are just up front all the time, and then we'll go into each of the 10. And some of those 10 are part of the 12 days of cast-ons from Angela at Yarn and Yarns. I will link her below. And some of these need to be cast on, or they were cast on and got frogged and I need to cast them on again, but we'll talk about those as we come to them. Also, I might remember the details to talk about yarns or bags or whatever. I'm sorry if I forget. I will try to put all the yarns that are in all of these projects down below, and I will link to the Etsy shops that I've purchased from some of my bags from as well. And I'll try to link as much as possible in the description box below. But okay, let's get started. So I think the first thing I'm going to show you is just a little one. This one has actually been on my needles for quite some time. And this is just a DK vanilla sock. I'm knitting this on DPNs, Collage DPNs. I think they are a size 3.25 millimeter. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is in US sizes. But this, basically this yarn has been on an adventure. It's been knit into a couple of sweaters and frogged because in the end, while it is soft to the hand, it's not soft on my body. And so I thought it would make better socks and maybe something else. I don't know, but I started with some socks. So I don't remember the yarn name, but it's from a dyer called Color of My Fiber on Etsy and I believe Instagram as well. And there's actually, so there's this, and then it starts to variegate into browns and blues, and then it transitioned through, I think, 5 skeins to a brown. And so it was a really nice color combo, but again, I just wasn't enjoying the feel on my body, so I thought it best to find something else to do with it instead of a sweater that I was never going to wear. Yeah, so that is something that I just want to get them done so that they're done. So these used to be my on the go project. I'm going to kind of put them in the forefront in my living room here so that I see them and potentially pick them up more often. Okay, so next, this is a lovely bag from a company called Top Sail Canvas. They're from New Brunswick, and I bought this at the PEI Fiber Festival in October here at the Delta in Charlottetown last October. Hope you can come to that this year if you're in the area. It's a smallish festival, but definitely plenty of opportunities to find yarn and spend your money. So, this project is a cardigan. It's called, I think, the Coastal Stripes cardigan. And I should mention that I think all or most of these are on Ravelry, on my Ravelry page. I'm Fiber Me Happy on Ravelry as well. And so I'm trying to do better about keeping Ravelry updated. And if you are needing information or wanting information and you don't hear me talk about it and you don't find it on my Ravelry page, by all means, please reach out. But this is, like I say, the Coastal Stripes cardigan. This is knit from the bottom up. So hard to see. I'm at the point now where this construction wants me to start on the button band, and it's a different construction method than I've ever used. So this has been on hold for quite a while because of that, and then other things happened. I started this, gosh, I want to say last July. Let me see if I've got this in my Ravelry and bring it up. I know it's here. I must not have a picture, so now I can't find it. There it is. All right. So I started this on my birthday, July 22nd, 2025. And so it's now to the point where it's coming up to the forefront because I want to have a nice cardigan for spring. So I'm knitting this out of Lion Brand's 24/7 cotton. Now, I've heard people say that they did not like this yarn, but I'm actually enjoying it, and I've got fuzzies all over it. But let me see, get this for you. So there's the yarn. And so this color is called Pink Lemonade, and this one is just burgundy. And I am loving the color combination. I like the feel of the yarn. I don't find it too stiff for a cotton. This is going to be a heavy cardigan, but that's okay. I have other cotton cardigans that are a bit weighted, and I like that, so that's fine for me. Yeah, so I will keep you updated on this one. The construction has you, I want to say, like, I'm going to start the button band and go up the portion that is already knit, and then you keep going. You cast on stitches and create the button band from there. We'll see how it goes, and I'll definitely keep you updated on it. So that's that one. Next, what do I got in this bag? I'm forgetting what I even said I was gonna do first. All right, okay, yes. This is the Amy slipover from Sandnes Garn. And let me just find the picture for you. So hopefully you can see that okay. So I am knitting this out of Knitting for Olive Merino and Isier Silk Mohair. So there's the color combo, which I'm loving how they're working up together. And I'm enjoying the knitting for olive merino. It definitely seems softer than the heavy merino, which I believe I have a project here with utilizing that we'll get to later. And I am liking the soft silk or the silk mohair as well from Isier. I've heard people say this is their favorite mohair. So far, I've not found a mohair that I can wear consistently against my skin. I have to wear something under it. Suri alpaca seems to be what my skin prefers. But I'm going to try this anyway. And the Amy Slipover, of course, is going to need something underneath it. So I think it'll be perfect for that. The Amy Slipover has a very large collar. I don't know if I'm going to go that big or not with it. We'll see. But anyway, what I have so far for that project is I have the front and the back knit. So I think next I am going to pick up for that collar, and then I don't anticipate having this done until next fall. The side ties I think are gonna be a slow going task for me. So, but I want to get the collar done, and then I want to pick up stitches for the first tie and at least have it ready to just pick away at. I've heard that the miles and miles of ribbing required for those ties is a bit of a slog. And so, yeah, I'm just going to take it slow, no rush. While it would have been nice to have this for this spring, I'm happy to have it for fall as well. But I'm really loving the color. Let me hold that up for you before I put this away. Yeah, very nice. And it is nice and soft, but yeah, no, my skin is not going to like that all on its own. It'll have to be as an outer layer. Okay, so the last of the upfront WIPs that I have here is, oh goodness, I wish I would have looked up the name of these socks, and I don't think I've put them in my Ravelry yet, have I? Let me just look. No, I haven't. I think they're the Coffee Time socks from Stone Knits. And so I have both of her books, and I joined a knit along with the group. Well, so locally there is a yarn shop called Knit Pickers. This is run by the lovely Margaret. And in the wintertime, her shop is closed, but she operates a knit night over Zoom. And so a couple of the ladies on at the knit night decided to hold a knit along featuring stone knits. And so I pulled one from I have both of her books, like I said, so I pulled this one, and I've got the first sock done, and I've started on the second one. But there is that. These were fun to make for sure, and I like that, like, they're a little bit of a shorty, so I am debating giving them to my daughter, but I'm also a big coffee drinker, so we'll see. And here we are with the second sock. I'm just ready to start the colorwork chart on this one now. So I don't recall if we had an end date, if it was supposed to be the end of March for this knit along. I haven't been in the group for a little while, so I'll have to go look and I'll have to post, but I do want to get these finished. Okay, so that was the 4 that I had up front. So now I want to go into the 10 numbered projects that I have. And yeah, let's start from there. So this is if you are a planner girl, you will recognize this logo. This is Go Wild. Yeah. If you don't know, feel free to look it up. It's a fun group on Facebook. And if you're into planners, paper planners, it is an excellent resource for being artistic and fun and creative and whimsical with your planner. But in here, I have my Salty Days sweater. And oh gosh, I don't recall if I've actually talked about this in my February videos, but I have made some good progress on this over the month of March. I pulled it out because I felt like working on it. So I am starting the first chunk of ribbing, like not the bottom hem ribbing, but there's a big chunk of ribbing, and then you do another little section, and then you do your hem ribbing. So that's where I'm at. This yarn I am loving. This is Barocco's Modern Cotton. And my intention for this sweater is for it to be like a beach sweater to put on when the sun starts going down and the air just cools down just a little bit. So you want a little bit of a layer. So if you can probably tell, this is quite open and a loose gauge, and that's okay. I didn't even measure my gauge. I just started knitting. I liked what I was seeing. I can tell that it's going to likely be oversized, which is what I want. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this project. Now I know for the bottom ribbing, Kudavikika. Sorry, this pattern is Salty Days by Kudavikika. In case you didn't know, if you're here, you likely have heard of her. So anyway, I know you're supposed to reduce your needle size for the bottom rib, and I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't want that cut in. I want it to be a nice loose fit. Imagine it like oversized with jean shorts over top your bathing suit. That's the look I'm going for. So, and the color, I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of like a very pale greeny blue, and I think it's perfect for beach. So that is item number one. And I've cast this on, I want to say I cast this on back in July as well, but again, it got set to the side for many things. So it's possible that while I want to roll the dice and pull out whatever the dice say, there's times where I just want to knit on what I want to knit on, and I'll just yank it out. So that could happen with that one because I really want to see it finished. But let's move on to number two. So this bag is a cute bag that I bought from a Canadian maker on Etsy. I'll try to link her below, or link them below. And in here I have this is going to be the Ilha sweater. Now, I had originally cast this on as part of the 12 days of cast on. Again, that's Angela from Yarn and Yarns. And so I had cast this on, and I got through a portion of the yoke, and I made a mistake that I just couldn't recover from. So sadly, I had to frog it, and now it's sitting in the bag waiting for me to cast it on again. So I've given it a number because I absolutely want this sweater. And as soon as that number is rolled, I will cast on and get started. Now for this, I'm going to use this lovely yarn from Sonder Yarn Co., a Canadian company. And this is the Sunday Morning Luxe Sport. 65% BFL, 25% Masham, and 10% cashmere. And let me tell you folks, you can feel that cashmere. It's so nice, this yarn. Yeah, really nice. And like, I do think that I will be able to wear this next of skin. When I had the portion knit up, I was holding that up against my neck, and it seemed really comfortable. So I really want to get this one on the needles and finished sooner rather than later, because I'm just anxious to wear this yarn and to knit with it, to be honest. I have used another one of their yarns. Oh my gosh, it was the BFL Masham mix. It didn't have the cashmere in it. And that was nice too. I can wear that next to skin as well, unless I get hot, and then it does feel a little prickly. So, but really enjoying my experience with this yarn company so far. And the A Simple Affair shawl that heartbreakingly damaged last night. That is a free pattern from Sonder Yarn. So if you're interested in that one, go check it out. Okay, so that was number 2. So now number 3, we've got in, this is a bag that I got in December with a 12-day yarn countdown that I purchased from Polka Dot Creek in Alberta. And so this was the bag that came with. And in here I have got these tiny little Christmas socks that my aunt knit for me that I was supposed to string together and use as a garland. And I think she gave these to me like 2 years ago, and I still haven't done it. So anyway, there's all these fun little socks in traditional Christmas colors. This is my Aunt Diane who made these for me. And her and my Aunt Noreen are what inspired me to get back into fiber arts after moving back to the island. So anyway, this is going to be a very quick project when it finally gets pulled, because I literally just have to string those together and then it's done. So that's number 3. And that one is not on my Ravelry because I did not make those. So next bag, no label, but again, Canadian Etsy shop is where I would have brought it from. And it says knit therapy, knit happy, eat, sleep, knit, knitter at work. Knitting keeps me something. I know it keeps me a lot of things, sane, happy. So in here I have another, because like, this was part of one of my 12 days of cast-ons. And this is going to be a mini hot water bottle cover, and I'm following the pattern from Laura Penrose. So this is all I have. It's just cast on and ready to go whenever it gets pulled. I am using Drops Fable. And I already knit 3 of these for family members to give them at Christmas, but I wanted to finish up the yarn, and I have a couple more of the mini hot water bottles in my supply, so I might as well like keep making them until I have no more hot water bottles, right? So that was number 4. All right, so number 5. Wait, now I think it's time for another drink of coffee. All right. So again, Canadian Etsy shop for this bag with the cute little sheep. But this is number 5. And in here, it's possible that this might get frogged, but basically it's the beginning of leg warmers. And I want to say it's the Pearl Soho leg warmers pattern. Free leg warmers pattern, I believe, is what I was knitting on. And this yarn, I do not have the labels on it, but oh my gosh. Oh, I'm going to show you this and then I have to apologize because this dyer does not dye anymore. But oh, be thankful that you cannot feel this because it's amazing. Like, I don't even know how I found this girl. I think I just searched like Canadian yarn dyers and found her, placed an order, loved the feel of the yarn so much that I placed another order right away. Then I want to say maybe a year later, she posted that she was not going to be dyeing anymore. And so I bought another stash of yarn from her. So I have quite a bit of her yarn. This is a fingering weight yarn. I can't remember this color, maybe pink Cadillac or something like that. It doesn't matter. You can't buy it anyway. But it's so fun. And then this is a Surrey alpaca to go along with it. So fun, right? So, but I've got another skein of each in here. And so I definitely have enough to make leg warmers, and they'll be nice and soft. But like, I'm almost wondering I feel like I'm kind of wasting the yarn and I should do something better. So we'll see when this gets pulled what my mood is at the time, and we'll see if I frog it and start something new, or if I decide to carry these on and hopefully get them finished for next winter. I like to wear shorts and nightgowns in the wintertime. I don't like thick, heavy pajamas for the most part. So these would just be nice to have, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Tell me what you think. What would you do? I do have lots more of her yarn, and I have a sweaters quantity of the Surrey alpaca ready to go along with a cascade yarn. You'll see that someday when I decide to cast on. Anyway, this is number 6, and I just have this in an Amazon bag that my husband bought me for Christmas one year, and I love it because it's handy dandy. But in here, I have cotton yarn from Paintbox, and it is to make a hexagon blanket. Oh my gosh, what a mess I have in here. I'm just going to pull a couple of these. So right now, I have in here many hexagons in these colors. And I have to make some in this color. And then this will become oh gosh, let me find it on Ravelry, please. Hold. There it is. It's just called the Hexie Blanket by Emily Baudouin. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but it's called the Hexie Blanket. And so I want to make a pink version, and then I also have in here yarn to make a blue version. So like I said, this is Paintbox Cotton DK. And I started this a long time ago as well. It was a bedtime project. And then I just didn't want to be crocheting anymore. But I would like to get these finished because I would like to donate them. So I'm giving them a number so that hopefully eventually the number gets rolled and they get worked on. Yeah. Okay, next one, number 7. This is in my PEI Fiber Festival bag that I got at the festival last year. And I will not buy another one when I go this year because I have this one. But oh my gosh, tote bags. Aren't we all tempted by the tote bags? I know I'm tempted by the tote bags. My husband likes to remind me that we have enough. But you know. Okay, so in here, I have the yarn for a sweater for my husband. And now I started this yarn. I started this sweater and I got to the point where I was to split for sleeves. And I blocked it and tried it on my husband, and it was too small. So I had to frog, and actually my aunt frogged for me because she's lovely like that. But this is going to be eventually the old-fashioned cardigan by Maxim Cyr. And I'm going to knit this out of Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino in the color Slate Green. Lovely color, really lovely color. Like there's flecks of yellow and gold in here. Yeah, it's a nice color of yarn, and my husband chose it actually. But I just have to show you that when my aunt frogged the original version, it was all connected as one thread because, you know, heavy merino is non-superwash. And so I was able to just spit splice it together. So it all came apart in just one lovely thread for her. She said it was super easy, but look at this ball of yarn. Like, it's huge. It's huge. I don't know how many balls it is of normal. Like I think 5 might be in here. Anyway, She's such a doll to do this for me. She does a lot of my frogging. She has the patience of a saint, that lady, and I really appreciate that she does that for me. So yes, this eventually will be cast on again and hopefully in the right size. But I don't know what I did wrong. I'll have to measure my swatch again, but you know, swatches lie. All right, so we got 3 more to go. Number 8. Ooh, I'm stuck on another bag. What do I have in here? This is going to be a cast on when it gets eventually called. I have no idea what sweater I'm going to make with this, but it is just going to be a basic like sweatshirt style sweater. And I'm going to make it out of Sandnes Garn Line. Now, it looks like this just has a color number, which, oh gosh, I think is going to be 9062. So just this nice olivey green. And again, I just think this will be a nice sweater over the summer for the evenings where like we live right by the water. I'm looking at the Northumberland Strait through my living room window right now. I wish you all could enjoy this view every day like I do. But anyway, it does send off a bit of a cold breeze in the evenings. And so I just think this will be nice to slip on over your tank top. And yeah, so when number 8 gets pulled, I will then figure out what sweater I'm going to cast on. I'm hoping it's from one of the many books I have. And but we'll talk about it then when it happens. So that's that one. And so now we're at number 9. And you can't see my numbers. I haven't been showing you my numbers, but basically I bought some numbers off of Amazon and now I've got them on like little light bulb markers. So I'm not sure if you can see that. And I'll show you the dice. We'll roll together. But in here, I have socks that are going to be for my husband. These are out of Drops Fable, and I believe it's called Robin is the color. It's very pretty. I love it. So those will be for my husband. Again, just vanilla socks using the Perfect Fit method, his measurements. And what I wanted to show you out of here, though, was my little yarn cozy. If you guys have never seen these, this pattern is from Nitty Natty, and this one actually will fit 100 gram skein, but I just have 50 grams in here to keep, like I have 2 50-gram skeins so that I can be knitting my socks 2 at a time. Did I even mention that I had already cast these on because it's part of the 12 days of cast ons? I don't think so. You can tell we're getting to the end because, yeah, I'm slowing down with the brain processing for sure. Anyway, I prefer to knit my socks 2 at a time on separate needles. I like the magic loop method, and so that's how these will be done. And the cozies, again, a pattern by Nitty Natty, and she's got them for a pattern size for minis, 50 grams and 100 grams. And then also she also has can cozies, which I've made a regular can cozy, a few of them as well. And those are fun, especially if you are looking for an easy gift to give someone. That's a fun one. All right, number 10, last one. And this is in a Christmas bag. So I think this is from 2024. I had ordered a 24 mini skein yarn advent, again from Polka Dot Creek in Alberta. They are the advent queens down there. They have multiple to choose from every year, and their options for this year are already on their website. So if you're looking for a yarn advent, a Canadian yarn advent, Polka Dot Creek has multiple. And with this particular bag, the Advent that I ordered was one where it's 24 mini skeins from 24 different Canadian dyers. So I really loved that then I could be connected with another Canadian dyer who, yeah, I could support. So this bag came with that in 2024, and it's the doctor type bag. So fun. And I can't remember who made these. Yeah, there's Creek Gardens Craft and So Shannon, I think, are the two that have made bags for Polka Dot Creek. But anyway, it's the doctor style, which opens up nice and wide. And in here, I have Telly Bean Knits. It's her 2024 Merry Make Along. So it is going to be a Christmas cowl. And well, this is the start. You can see it's on trying on tubing right now because I needed these needles for something. I started this, I think, in November or December last year, knowing that it was not going to be finished for this winter. But I've given it a number in the hopes that, hopefully I can finish it sometime between now and next winter and get to wear it next winter. That would be fun. Okay, so that was the 10 numbered ones, and I will insert here rolling the dice so that you know which, I can show you which number I roll for the month of April, and I will remind you with a picture of which project that is and the details of that as well. And then hopefully the next time I record, I'll have an update on that. Salty days. Yeah. Okay, acquisitions. I don't have any. Let's just start there. I don't have any. I should not be buying yarn. I have a lot, and given as I'm currently unemployed, I definitely should not be buying yarn. That being said, there is some La Bien Amie coming, and I'm going to make the Plumpy shawl from Andrea Mowry. I don't know that that will get cast on anytime soon, but I'll definitely share the yarn once it arrives. That's it that I have expected for acquisitions. And then life. So I thought that this episode, I'd just give you a little bit of information about me, and then we'll leave it at that. And then if anybody has any questions, they can certainly ask. But this podcast is not about, my history or my background or anything like that, unless you're interested in knowing, that I'm happy to share. But we'll just leave all about me to be just a little segment here, and then, like I say, if you have any questions, please reach out. But basically, I was born here on Prince Edward Island, and then just a few days before my 9th birthday, my parents, my mother and my soon-to-be stepfather at the time, moved me out to Alberta with my younger brother. And I lived out there for many years, 30 plus years. I got married twice out there. I had 2 children and had a pretty good life out there. But Prince Edward Island has always been in my heart. It's always where I wanted to end up. And I'm very fortunate to have a husband who also fell in love with the island and was willing to sacrifice the distance that this has put between him and his family in order to live here with me. And I appreciate him for that. And unfortunately, I don't think I'll ever be able to leave, though. I tell him that, we'll probably have to get divorced if he wants to leave the island. I hope it never comes to that, because of course I love him dearly, but I just don't know that I can leave again. It's, like a lot of places, it has its issues. And I'm only going to say this here as well. The world is a shit show right now, and it's I find myself having a hard time. I live a very privileged life, let's just say, and there's many who are suffering right now, and I find that heartbreaking. I have a hard time accepting that I get to be safe in my home. Even while I'm unemployed, I'm bringing in an income, and anyway, um, I find the world to be heartbreaking right now. But in the meantime, I will try not to waste what is available to me, and so with that is beautiful beaches to go walking on, and a backyard that I can explore. Often throughout the entire year, even if there is something growing out there, because of the freedom that fields offer you. Anyway, I feel like I'm kind of like I've strayed now. So let's bring it back. Let's bring it back, and just end with I'm very happy to be here on Prince Edward Island, and hope I never have to leave again. So my background is I've mostly done like financial and accounting work. For many years, I was an oil and gas production accountant in Alberta, which has nothing to do with finances. But since moving back to the island, I've been more involved in the financial bookkeeping realm. Yeah, and I am live here with my husband. Kevin is his name. Funny how I just chat about him, but can't even tell you what his name is. We have a Chihuahua named Hank. Hank, he's a sweetheart. We really we spoil him rotten, and he knows that maybe he isn't the man of the house, but he knows that he knows how to play us. Let's just say. Anyway, yeah, I feel like I've said anyway about 50 times, so I apologize for that. I'll try to find another word to transition from one segment to the next. So I think that's it though for today. Oh, you know what? I forgot to say what I'm wearing, which is the Amelie tee by Petite Knit. And I knit this in Knitting for Olive Pure Silk. And I really like this tee. I think I could have made it in a size down. And I do have cotton merino from Knitting for Olive in 2 colors. So I think I want to make another one of these. And I probably will size down. As far as the pattern, my only complaint, and I've heard someone else say this, I believe it was Elizabeth on Good Yarn Bad Knits. If you don't follow her on YouTube, please do. Excellent commentary from that lady, and yeah, I really enjoy her. But anyway, Petite Knit does tell you to bind off tightly, and I mean, I took that literally. I wish I hadn't. Now I still can get the sweater or the shirt off, no problems. I think the neckline I didn't do that, but the hem and the sleeves I did, and I won't do that next time. But it's still fun. It's still fun. I think because it's a size bigger than I needed it, that's why it still ended up okay. But anyway, I'll try to remember to talk about those at the beginning of the video next time, not at the end of the video. Okay, I think that's it, folks. Thank you so much if you made it all the way to the end and through my rambling. Thank you for coming back if you've been here before. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I think I'll be back in 2 weeks with another podcast. In the meantime, I hope to come back to you next week talking about my adventures in obtaining my professional knitting certification. I am doing that through the Knitting Guild, based in America. I don't know if there's a Canadian Knitting Guild. I couldn't find one. So anyway, I don't think it's called the American Knitting Guild. Anyway, I hope to bring you information on that specifically next week and keep that kind of separate from my podcasts. And yeah, so until then, remember to add a healthy dose of fiber to your week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.